Alright, so I did like this little video thing reaction to the whole announcement of the Dragon Ball room, where it involved a lot of me screaming and begging people to end my life. Apparently people don't get what jokes are, like, you know, I mean, I'm not exactly, like, super excited about this, but that is supposed to be hyperbole. I was being exaggerative, silly, if you will, but apparently people don't really know how to take that, and they're just like, man, fuck you, I want Dragon Ball to go on forever, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, whatever, you know? I mean, okay, so I figured I'd just go ahead and do a video explaining my actual feelings on the Dragon Ball room. First off, we don't know exactly what the Dragon Ball room is going to entail, so this is pretty much me just, you know, just kind of making my own conclusions as to, like, based on what they were saying. So, first off, am I angry about its existence? No. Honestly, like, if you really want to know, like what my actual opinion on it is, like, I'm not excited. I don't really want it to be something that exists, because I don't like the idea of there being just like this group of people who are designed to just corporately shill Dragon Ball. Like, come on, let's just print more of that money for us. Do it. You know, I don't like that idea. I'd rather, you know, storylines and products that are, you know, that come from this franchise to be works of actual passion, things that, like, you know, that creative people who have an investment in the franchise doing creative things with it. Like, that's, you know, like, you know, that, you know, is something kind of what I would want, you know, not just this whole kind of corporate shill thing, because, like, whenever you have, like, a corporation, it's just like, you know, go make us a thing based on this property, you end up with shit like the Amazing Spider-Man movies, which are just a clusterfuck. Like, you know, they were just kind of chasing trends and, like, just trying to, like, you know, make, like, a Spider-Man universe and all that. It ended up being a fucking mess. It was goddamn terrible, and that's why the rights are now being shared with Marvel again, so Marvel can fucking, you know, make good Spider-Man movies. And as for Dragon Ball, yeah, Dragon Ball's kind of been, like, shilled out a good bit, you know. I mean, we have, like, the Dragon Ball Heroes, but Dragon Ball Heroes is just, like, a giant fucking fanfic jerk-off game. Like, it's not like an anime, it's not like a movie, it's not something I have to take seriously for its narrative. It's just a bunch of, hey, let's throw a bunch of cool shit into a video game and have some fun. Its existence, I have no fucking problem with. But if they're gonna start, like, making animes and manga and all this other crazy more spin-off shit, like, that's where I'm gonna have to, like, okay, now I have to start taking this narrative seriously, and I don't, what? And I've seen, like, a lot of people, like, keep comparing this, like, oh, they're just gonna milk this like they do the MCU, and they did Star Wars. It's like the Disney thing again, and I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not going to accept that comparison, because, like, the MCU, I don't consider shilling, because they're making a series of movies. They're all interconnected in the same universe. And yeah, like, they're just making more adaptations of more classic Marvel superheroes, and then integrating them into this larger universe that they built. It's not like we're on Iron Man 15 or whatever. No, we've had 3 Iron Man movies. We've had Iron Man show up sporadically in other movies. You know, like mostly the Avengers stuff, and then he pops up in Civil War. He's gonna probably pop up in Spider-Man: Homecoming. But, like, that's just part of, like, that whole connected universe thing that they're doing. Like, this universe that they're building. As for Star Wars, you know, it's this big, huge fucking universe with so many goddamn stories that could be told. So, yeah, like, when they make Star Wars Rebels, and they're making, like, these little in-between films, and they're making, like, the episode films, I don't consider that shilling either, because, like, Star Wars is this huge, expansive universe that you can explore and tell these stories in. You know, there's a lot going on in that universe, and it has a long-running mythos. You know, kind of like before Disney had, I mean, there was already this huge sprawling mythos, and then they kind of cleaned the slate. Now they're making a whole new sprawling mythos that's like the new canon. So yeah, I don't see that as shilling in the same way. But with the Dragon Ball room, like in this whole project, you know, with making more Dragon Ball's, yes, it has like a big sprawling mythos, but they usually keep the focus of the story very small scale in terms of, like, it's always Goku, it's always Vegeta, it's always these main cast of characters, and everything's going to always revolve around them. It's always going to be adventures that are going to be about them. And yeah, like, at some point, like, you gotta run out of stories to tell with these characters. Now, I could be completely wrong. They could end up doing like a rebooted storyline thing, like, you know, just kind of be like, okay, we're done with, like, once Super ends, it's like, hey, now we're gonna do like this whole new rebooted anime or rebooted manga, and we're gonna just take the series in some new directions and reinvent the wheel. That would be interesting. That's a good use of this, as long as it's coming from a place of passion and legitimate creativity, and not just, well, we need to make this to make money. As long as it's someone who actually gives a shit about the property, because you can do great reboots. Like the new Voltron reboots, super fucking cool. The fucking Thundercat reboot was super fucking cool, even though it got canceled because fuck Cartoon Network. But like, you know, the He-Man reboot, the two most recent intro reboots, like we're on like our fucking 8th intro continuity. They're all good. It's all good stuff. You know, you can do it well. So, I mean, if this leads to a reboot, that's cool, fine. If they just want to keep, like, you know, just making more Dragon Ball Super and just having this go forever and constantly, especially if they're going to keep it in this tiny little time frame, I'm not, like, okay with that. Like, if they want to, like, you know, do, like, something that, like, you know, kind of, you know, goes into, like, the GT territory of, like, you know, going past Z and, like, doing a whole new storyline there, okay, fine, I'm down with that. If they want to do like side stories and explore the greater Dragon Ball universe, do like a side story on Frieza, or like, you know, special little OVAs on like the Kaioshin and Boo, and just really explore and flesh out these things that we've heard about but have never really gotten to see. You know, because Dragon Ball does have like a larger, more interesting universe, just they don't fucking explore it. So if it's about exploration of the universe of Dragon Ball, that's cool too. Like, I would not mind seeing stuff like that. If they wanted to make a whole bunch of more non-canon films, yeah, fine. I mean, I love seeing tiny little hour-long Dragon Ball adventures. Those are great. You know, I'm totally down for seeing that. If it's just, you know, them, you know, like I said, just like exploring the universe and expanding it, yeah. If they want to move forward and go beyond Z, I'm fine with that. My biggest concern, though, is that they're just going to keep pumping out more Dragon Ball stories and just, like, I don't want to see Super go on forever. At the very least, I don't want to see Super go on forever if it's going to be contained in this tiny little 5-year gap where every single big adventure they go on takes place like a week away from one another. Like, that I'm not that thrilled about. But who knows? It could be really cool. This could be end up being really beneficial for the franchise. It could end up fucking just running the franchise into the ground and being a horrible piece of shit. I don't know. I mean, I'm interested in seeing where this goes. If it ends up going, like, you know, positively, hey, awesome. If it ends up just running itself into the ground, which is my biggest concern, and kind of given how this franchise has been, like, it's the more likely outcome. You know, especially if they're just trying to, like, pump out more stories and just kind of keep this franchise alive as hard as they can and make as much money off as it can. Because, honestly, I feel like what this is like, okay, Dragon Ball's popular again. Like, Naruto's over, Bleach is dead, fucking, like, Toriko was a bomb. You know, we need, like, another, you know, big shonen series because we don't know how long we're going to keep having One Piece, and Hunter x Hunter keeps going on hiatus. So, like, we need, like, another thing. Dragon Ball's popular again. Keep it afloat, guys. Keep it afloat. You know, if it's that, I'm going to be really concerned and be really disappointed. If it's not, you know, like I said, it could end up being amazing. This could end up producing some of the best, most creative Dragon Ball content we've ever seen. That being said, it could also create some of the worst Dragon Ball content ever seen. And if that's the case, well, fuck. And I'm going to be stuck reviewing and bitching about it in video format and having people yell at me about how fucking wrong I am because Dragon Ball is perfect and it should never, ever, ever be criticized. But whatever. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it. That's my actual thoughts on the Dragon Ball room. We'll see what comes of it. Till next time, guys, Zeon, out.